Since 1986, he has entertained almost every age, every genre, and almost every group across the United States, and even on a ship. He is known as the man of many voices.
This is not governmental behavior, and they're right. This is presidential behavior. Now, hold on there, Governor. I just want America to know I feel your pain.
From Kermit the Frog,
Rainbows are visions and always illusions.
Paul McCartney,
Close your eyes and I'll kiss you. Tomorrow I'll miss you.
Louis Armstrong, and that's only a few. Please welcome my great friend, Andy Corridori. Andy, how in the heck are you, my friend?
I'm very well, Steve. How are you, man?
Yeah, I'm doing great here in Phoenix, Arizona. I know you're in Dallas, Texas, and COVID-19 has been has changed everybody, including performers like yourself. So I imagine you're probably doing a lot of live shows and recorded video shows these days, huh?
Oh yeah, I've learned a whole new way of life here. Doing virtual shows, something I never ever imagined me doing. So I went from being an entertainer, sound man, light man, now I'm becoming Steven Spielberg. Now I'm a video production guy. So I had to learn a lot of tricks. Thank God for Google and YouTube.
You've done a great job over the years, and I'm not kidding when I say that you've done a lot in your career, man, from having performed before, but with you before. I know firsthand the time, the prep that goes into this, and the professionalism that I know that you put into every show that you do. What got you started in all this, and was there kind of a family connection here?
Oh, absolutely. My mom kind of started the whole deal because she was a singer, and she actually had her own radio show. When she was in high school, and she was like the featured singer on this radio show. Of course, then she got married and kind of gave up on that ambition, and she became a housewife, and I guess produced 4 more children other than myself. So there's 5 of us. So she became a house mom, and my dad, took care of everything. But as far as family, yeah, all my brothers are singers, and I was the youngest, and they formed bands with all my older siblings. I was still the baby, I was still a little one, and I wasn't big enough or old enough to get into bands. So they did their thing, and I kept watching them from afar, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. And what a great way to meet girls. So.
I could imagine being around your house with your parents and everything, with all these people that have all this musical influence. It must have been pretty crazy back then, huh?
Oh, for sure. If you weren't listening to the Beatles, you're listening to Sinatra or Tony Bennett, Bobby Darin. And by the way, you had to be a Beatle fan or an Elvis fan. You can't be both.
Are you kidding me?
I learned to kind of pick up on Elvis later in the years because we were the Beatles household. We actually saw the Ed Sullivan introduce the Beatles to America live. I remember it when I was umpteen years old, and I guess I was 5 or 6 or something, and because I'm dating myself. But yeah, I remember the introduction. Yeah, black and white TV. It was great.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles.
I've always been amazed by the type of material that you pick up and you transform into your shows. Your comic impressions and your artist impressions are just certainly something that I know I can't do. It takes a special entertainer to do something like that. When did you realize that you had talent to emulate great artists like that?
Well, I was actually a class clown, as you can imagine, so I got thrown out of class a few times, but not for being mean, just for being silly, and I did a lot of Jerry Lewis things back then. He was like my idol, so to speak. Lady, I like the voice in over here, Then as I got older, I started developing some things. I just want you to know Hillary understood the title of being a first lady was just that, a title. She knows she wasn't my first lady, So I would just do weird things off the top of my head. And I got to be honest with you, I don't really work at it. I just sort of, if it comes to me, I like it. If it doesn't, never mind, But if it strikes me funny, I hope it strikes other people funny as well.
Well, it does, and I know you have a big fan base there, and people have followed you. You performed in Las Vegas. You're obviously in Dallas, Texas. You performed in Florida, Georgia. You've so many different places. I have to ask you, being a Las Vegas entertainer, you were there for a while. What made you leave the mecca of live entertainment?
Well, I was in Vegas for 10 years, and I actually left because I met a girl. And she enticed me to move to Texas, and here I am. So I'm here making the best of it now. And I've realized there is a great base for what I do here because, it's like anything else. When people who aren't from Vegas think, well, there's nothing but hookers and gamblers in Vegas. Or if you go to Hawaii, there's full of skirts and all the girls are wearing coconuts, Well, everybody thinks about Texas. Everybody's J.R. Ewing riding horses and, oil wells and, and fields and at the prairie. But, I thought it's going to be real country music intensive. It's really not what you think. It's very commercial. So my type of music and my style fit in very well here.
Knowing you for several years now, I know that your biggest fans are your four-legged fur babies. And, they are the star of your show, especially Pooh Bear. We're showing a picture of Pooh Bear right now. So cute. Yeah. He loves it. He loves a little curtain time, I notice, on some of your shows.
He demands it. It's in his contract.
I hope you're paying him well for that. I know you've been doing a lot of those live Facebook shows for quite a few weeks now. Your audience has grown quite a bit, which is fantastic. But many, I think, have no idea, Andy, except for maybe a few people like me, because I've worked with you before, the amount of prep time that you put into these shows. A lot of people have no idea. Fill us in on that prep time and how much work you really put into a live show just on Facebook.
Well, I used to be a teacher and coach many years ago, and they used to say, for every 1 hour game, you got to prepare for 40 hours. And that's pretty much about the same speed I apply that aspect to my music. And it's not just, it's funny because people have booked me in the past not knowing my requirements musically or electronically. Yeah, come on down, do your show. And I get there and there's no sound system, no microphone, and he got me sitting in the corner. I go, what do you think this is, an Elvis movie where the coconuts, I found a guitar behind the coconut tree and the monkeys start singing and the coconuts start doing backup? No, I need a sound system. Well, that said, you put a lot of time into it because you want to make it look easy. That's what it is about to me. The day of the show, that's the easy part. Because I know I've done my homework, I've mixed the shows, I made all the music at the same levels, all the EQs matched up. So all the timing, even the laughs and reaction time built in between each song. So I don't stop the tape. I just push play and I rehearse timing and introducing each character and each situation to where it runs straight through without a flaw.
Get everybody, this is Mr. George Burns. Now that I'm 100 years old, there's nothing I can do at 100 that I couldn't do when I was 18. Which tells you how pathetic I must have been when I was 18.
And that's kind of what I've learned to do. But as you say, I put a lot of hours into it because I take a lot of pride in it, and I want to deliver. I want the people to have a good time, and it makes me a better performer, not worried about those things.
You gave us a hint earlier about what you did prior to doing entertainment. Obviously, you've entertained most of your life, but you said you were a school teacher, too, at one time, a coach. Is that right?
Yes, sir. I was teacher and coach for, simultaneously, I was teacher and coach by day and entertainer by night. I think I might have been Batman. I'm not sure. But,
did you say Batman?
Batman. Yeah. With all seriously, I wasn't making a lot of money as a teacher, so I needed that as second income.
Sure.
So it kind of worked out, so, and now I'm at a position in my life where I can just concentrate on the music, which is something I've always dreamed of, but never thought possible. And yet here I am.
I want to talk to you about something really personal for a moment, and that is about a house fire that you had. I know you don't talk about it very much. And tragically, I know that you ended up losing some fur babies in the process of this. And my heart went out to you. When I first heard about the fire, I couldn't even imagine how it must have felt like to show back up to your house and finding the fire department there. And
I have no words, Steve. That was simply the saddest and toughest day of my life. And not only, I mean, I never even occurred to me my belongings were ruined and destroyed. I just was worried about them. And at the time, I had four pets and 2 didn't survive. Ironically, all my equipment survived. Most of my clothes survived.
Wow.
Took a lot of cleaning and scrubbing and wiping and elbow grease, if you will. But I would trade them for all this equipment any day of the week. That's for sure.
Well, it certainly shows, and I know you show off your fur babies quite a bit, and they are really the star of your show, and they're so cute. I'll tell you.
Hold on, come here. Speaking of which, I told you he'd show up sooner or later.
Oh.
That's the guy. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Pooh Bear of the whole world, Pooh Bear.
We love Pooh Bear. He has to have his own Facebook page now.
Yes, he's got an agent now, so he's holding out for more money, I think, or more biscuits. Some more biscuits.
He might start a trend called bark yodeling or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about some of the other things that you do outside of singing and doing impressions. As I was looking through your webpage, and after performing with you before and us working together, rehearsal, whatever, I looked through your page. Obviously, you're an entertainer, check. You're an MC, check. But then I saw an auctioneer. Do I have that right? You're an auctioneer. Now, the first thing I was thinking when I saw auctioneer, I thought, Blues Brothers auctioneer, right?
Oh, wow, yeah. Bow.
Are you an auctioneer too? I had no idea.
No, well, okay. What happened was I was doing I got booked for a show, and they didn't give me all the details of what this was going to inscribe. But that really had nothing to do with it. So when I got there to do a show and did the performance, they said there was going to be a live auction, and you take a break at that time, and then you can, take a break, and the auctioneer would take it from there. Well, the guy never showed up. And they look at me and go, Andy, is there any way you could pull this off? Now, a lot of people don't know that, but auctioneers actually are licensed. There's a whole thing about that.
Yes.
There's a thing. Well, I'm not licensed, so I told him, I go, as long as you're not going to sue me for anything. And and long story short, I did it, and I just sort of mimicked what I've ever seen. Hey, we got 50, we got 50, we got 100, hey, can we get two? And I just started doing what I thought other people do, and put my own personality into it. And would you shut up? You must be the highest bidder. And I would do different voices and different things, and so. And actually, the lady said, you actually made more money for us this year than the guy did last year.
Is that right?
The way you did it.
Wow.
Okay. So I'm an auctioneer.
Now all you have to do is just get certified. You'd have it made. You could do all these impressions. That would be wonderful.
It's different, that's for sure. But sometimes, mother of invention, and the deal.
I know today you perform at many 55-plus locations throughout Dallas, Texas, and beyond. What gives you the most satisfaction when performing for these wonderful groups of people, Andy?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's just bringing back the memories. And I remember my mom and dad, who are no longer with us, they love music, and I see the difference on their face and the reaction when they hear a certain song that means something to them. And it brings back memories that, only a song can do. It takes you back to a place where it was romantic or a happy time, hopefully not a sad time. I can see the look on their face with each song, how each song changes their attitude, and you connect with them. And it means a lot. And I really enjoy it. I love it.
I know times have changed and places have changed, and so do people. You've enjoyed a great career with live performing since 1986. Where do you think you're going to be 5 years from now?
You know what? I'm still going to be doing the same daggum thing as long as they keep making Just for Men for my hair, keeping it dark. And You know, this was, to me, as far as I'm concerned, I'm retired. And this is sort of like, I mean, you could call it semi-retired, but I'm doing what I love. So this isn't really work. And I don't see me stopping this until, the day I take my last breath. Not so much financially speaking, that's fine, but I enjoy doing it. So it's in my bones. I do these Facebook live shows. They're absolutely free, but I look forward to them because it helps me hone my craft. And the comments, my God, I have like 800 people watch my last video.
Yeah.
And I'm getting, 30, 40, 50, and then all of a sudden 60, 70, and 400 comments. I'm like, wow. I mean, that's really cool. And I do know we're in a pandemic and people are quarantined. I don't know how much longer that's going to last, but I'm going to ride it as long as I can because I don't know where this coronavirus is going to go. But I'm going to keep on keeping on until people just kind of fizzle out. It might just keep going. I don't know.
Well, I tell you what, it's been a real joy here, and I probably should let you go because I think it sounds like your fans are at the front door and Pooh Bear is about to take them out.
You hear him? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say, do I need to go rile him up? Well, I told you, he's got to get in the act, so I can't change. And that is part of the charm of the act. It proves it is live TV. Anything can happen. And I do have a cat, by the way. I have a cat. His name is Wiki. He's completely black. And okay, sorry. I'm just kidding.
I was going to say, wait a minute.
So, but you can't see him other than his eyes. So my backdrop is all black. So he has come around in a couple of shows. If you look real close, you can kind of see him. But he's very shy, very bashful anyway.
Andy Corridori, performer and impressionist, just a great, wonderful, nice guy. Thanks for being on Center Stage.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. God bless you.
If you're an activities director or residence program director of a senior community, we want to hear from you. Join the conversation on our Facebook page to share ideas and more. It's your Facebook page, and we'd love to hear from you. Just look for the logo or drop by our webpage at seniorentertainmentnetwork.com to learn more about our special music shows and more. Thanks for watching.